Hey guys, Kate here from the Emerald Minecart, and welcome to another video. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. 3 videos today. You get a basement tour, me talking about the possibility of a part 2 slash continuation of Forever Red, and now you get a video of me explaining, like, how I me being bi and trans, or specifically trans, like when I came out and all that other stuff. Now I know I've talked about or mentioned it here and there, but I realized I never really made a video about the story. So, I'm going to explain it. So, ever since in late December of, so this was in this, like, Christmas break, like late December 2019, way before the Azon virus was a thing, which I'm calling it that because one, if I say the actual thing, YouTube might send my possible monetization into the shadow realm, and two, mostly because I just wanted to call the name of the virus after someone who annoys me, and I might tell you guys about him one day. And that's a big one day, because I don't know when I might do that. But anyways, to get back on topic, in late December of late 2019, I was on a walk at night. Now, usually, and also this was also when I used to live in Tennessee, so yeah. So I was just on a walk, and like I was thinking about things. What was I thinking about? Well, I was thinking about two things. Thing one being how I was attracted to both guys and girls, and thing two being me not feeling like a male and feeling like a female. And when I thought about this, I, to be honest, I thought this was like a mental illness, because please note this, before I discovered that it's not a mental illness and it's normal, at the time, I only thought two the only two parts of the LGBT community were gay and lesbian. Those were the only parts of the LGBT community I thought were there. But I was thankfully proven wrong. So I went somewhere on Amino back then, and I looked up, and I went, like, it was on a, not mental health one, a therapy one, where, like, there were some therapists, I think. I don't know which one it was, but it did have, like, some therapists on it, and I made a post, like, that was basically me asking, hey, is it, like, I don't know if it was a post or something, but I don't know if the post went a little like, hey, is me liking both genders and me thinking that I'm a girl and not a guy a mental disorder? Look, because I thought that, but thankfully someone was kind enough to explain to me that first of all, it's not a mental disorder, and second of all, it's perfectly normal, and third of all, it's a little something called you're bisexual and you're trans. Which this is what I learned that gay and lesbian aren't the only parts of the LGBT community. Which that's a good thing that I learned that, because that means I would have gone my whole life with probably thinking that gay and lesbian were the only parts of the LGBT community. Again, thank God I was wrong about that, and thank God I learned that there are more parts of the LGBT community. So I looked into it, and I learned what bisexual meant and trans meant. Bisexual meaning you like both guys and girls, and trans meaning a guy wanting to be a girl or a girl wanting to be a guy. Well, that's the easiest way I could explain it, but still. When I realized that, I felt happy. But then there was the whole thing coming out to my parents. Now, let me explain this. Most of my family is religious. Now, you're probably thinking, what does that have to do with this? Well, here's the thing. There are two types of people I think when I hear religion. Type 1 is the really nice people. Like, sure, they don't like drugs or alcohol. They don't like it when you swear, and they definitely don't like it / they cringe when you say, oh my god. But besides that, like, they're genuinely nice people. Like, they won't stick their nose in your business. They won't force their religion down your throat. They're just really nice people, and they're really accepting. And then you have Type 2, and I think you might know what Type 2 happens to be. Type 2 are the extremists. The extremists that are usually white males or white females who are either sexist or racist or homophobic or they hit or any other phobics, and they also force their religion down your freaking throat, and they're also crazy, and they think if you're not straight, then you'll go to hell, and yeah, all of this bullcrap. Yeah, those are usually the two types of people I think of. And the reason why I was scared, because here's another story I have to quickly mention. So, in 5th grade, before I went to school, like before I went to school for the day in 5th grade, I was drawing a picture. Now, this was back then when I drew a lot of Minecraft art because it was what I was into at the time. And sure, I'm still into Minecraft now, but I just don't really make that much art for it. I mostly make like art related to my AU, aka in alternate universe, or just make a lot of FNAF art. Which, yeah, not really surprised that there's a 16-year-old FNAF fan here that draws a lot of FNAF art. So, yeah. Anyways, back to the story. So, back then, like, I had a character called Noatis Rim, which was a representation of me and was also based off of one of my Minecraft skins. And I kind of shipped him with Samus from the Metroid series. Yes, I'm serious about that. So he and Samus were in a relationship, and I drew a picture that was of Samus kissing Noatis Riem, or the Blue Spartan, and his helmet was flying off of his head, and he had a shock expression. Now, because this was Minecraft, I didn't draw any boobs on Samus. Why? Because boobs plus Minecraft characters equals oh god no. Now, yes, there is a certain mod out there that you can. Now, yes, I will say this. There is a certain type of thing, specifically a mod that lets you give your Minecraft skin boobs, but they're not massive. Like they're just normal size. And to be honest, the mod, if you know the mod I'm talking about, then congratulations. Like it's not that weird, but like the ones where they make them realistic or Minecraft Circus Baby from Animation Lobby, then yeah, no. But in general, boobs plus Minecraft is a big no thank you for me. So yeah. So I didn't do that. And how you could tell that Samus was a girl in this Minecraft style was the long hair. Now, I also wrote the names of the characters, like Notice Riem above Notice Riem's head and Samus above Samus's head. So yeah, when I did that, I was coloring and I was drawing the girl hair, and my mom looked over, and she said that better not be a guy, which she thought I was drawing a guy kissing another guy. Now, back then and even now, like back then, like that scared the ever living shit out of me. Just saying, like that's like that when she said that, like she said it in a somewhat angry tone too, which if you know my mom, like let's just say my mom has a certain tone she has when she gets angry, and it just sounds like she might shove a shotgun up your ass or something with that angry tone. But still, when she said that to a somewhat between 11 to 12-year-old child, that scared the ever living shit out of me. Like, that scared me shitless. And for the entire day, I was thinking, wait, would would my mom get rid of me or hurt me if I was not straight? Like, I had that thought in my head for the entire day. And even when, like, I realized that I wasn't straight, like, I thought that that would happen. But spoiler alert, thankfully that didn't happen. So yeah, I told mom that no, it wasn't. It was just a girl, and she said, "Oh, okay," and she left. So yeah, so that was basically the main reason why I was just It was the main reason why I was a little scared to tell my parents slash come out to them. And the plan was like I was going to come out to them at therapy and hope they would accept me for it. Oh crap! Wait, sorry, my computer probably almost turned off. But anyways, then in April, my parents went through my phone, and it's a event I do not want to talk about, but they found out that I was bi and trans, and they somewhat freaked out at me. Not like yelling and screaming, they were just mad at me. And then the next day, when I was trying to argue against that, you know what my mom said? My mom, decided to yell at me that I was autistic. Yeah, that's what she said. She yelled at me that I was autistic. Which this was the day when I learned that yes, I was in fact on the spectrum. Because before she said that, I thought I was just a somewhat normal person. Like, I didn't know I was on the spectrum, but I discovered that I was on the spectrum. How? Because she yelled it at me. Which, even if she has said sorry for it, it still makes me think that just because I was somewhat on the spectrum, because here's the thing, I'm high functioning autism, and to quickly explain that, high functioning autism means you're fine, your autism doesn't affect you that much, but you just have a little screws loose. While low functioning autism means, well, in the nicest way possible, low functioning autism usually means you have a bunch of screws loose and you usually need help with a lot of things. So, yeah. So anyways, to get back on topic. So yeah, that hurt me. Like I legitimately ran up to my room crying. That shit hurt me. The fact that my own mom yelled at me that I was autistic, and she used that as her reasoning of why I couldn't be bi and trans, and she actually used that as an excuse because she didn't think I knew what all that stuff was, even if I was already like looking up information about it, like information about LGBT and all the other stuff. Because again, like I did want to learn what like the other sexualities of the LGBT were. So yeah, that just hurt me. But like at the time, the only people who really supported me were my therapist, Mrs. Emerson, which she is like to be perfectly honest, going to go on a little bit on going to go a little bit about Mrs. Emerson, but that woman though, Mrs. Emerson feels like a second mother to me because like it besides like my 12x slash one of my best friends Savannah, like it just feels like Mrs. Emerson, which is my therapist, it just feels like she's the only one who fully understands me and understands my weirdness and stuff. But yeah, but besides her, it was also like Savannah, which at the time we were dating. Like she also thankfully wasn't mad at me, and she actually told me she was bisexual as well. And actually, recently, aka a few weeks ago, she came out as non-binary as well. But not to her mother though, because sadly her mother is kind of the type 2 on the religious person side. So yeah. Oh boy. So, anyways, at the time I just felt really alone and hell, like I was even wanting to slit my wrist with a rusty piece of metal I found, but I was thankfully able to get over that. So yeah, I stayed in the closet for a good while, then we moved to Arkansas. And then I went to high school. Now here's the thing. My high school in Arkansas, it was actually a pretty decent school, and I actually am still friends with some of the people I met there. Hell, like I even follow one of them on TikTok, and I even have one of their numbers. But like because I was back then, I was actually scared of high school because for some reason, younger me thought that I would get shoved into a locker, even if no one even used those lockers. So thank God. Now, when it was discovered, now, here's the thing. Some people already discovered when in gym, My dumbass decided to have the brilliant idea by yelling, I have a boyfriend, which, spoiler alert, I do not have one. So, yeah. Okay, technically I do, but it's really just an online friend that I call my boyfriend. Like, we're not actually dating. Like, I just call him that just to say because he's really nice to me. But yeah, not really my boyfriend, but yeah. So my dumbass decided to say that out loud in a gym, which yeah, and then the next day, which this was also in gym, we were outside running around, and some people who heard me decided to ask me if if my Noah Jr. was circumcised. Yes, really. They asked me if my love rod was circumcised. They asked me out that. They asked me that out in frickin' public at a high school. I'm not joking about that. That's not a bullshit story coming out of me. That's actually the truth. That actually happened. And I'm still shocked about it. I can't believe they asked me that outside of a school in public. It just feels weird. But to get that out of the way, most of the people were thankfully really accepting of me, and like my ELA teacher, she was also really accepting to me, and she was actually the second person to call me by the name I prefer, which is Kate, which is obvious because at the beginning of all my videos I say, "Hey guys, Kate here from the Emerald Minecart." But yeah, it just really felt nice. It just like I generally felt like at those times like I generally felt like tearing up because I finally felt loved, and by that I mean accepted. But then March rolled around. This was after my birthday, and me and my mom got in a little argument. What was it about? I I honestly don't remember. But then my mom decided to bring up something, which this was actually wait no, that's a lie. That's a lie about me not remembering what it was. It was about Savannah because I was wanting to get something for her birthday, but then like my mom doesn't really like Savannah that much. So then my mom decided to say, Savannah is the reason you're effed in the head. She's the reason why you say you're a girl and yada. Like when she said that, that royally pissed me off because this woman legitimately thought that Savannah was the reason I saw was female, aka trans female, and was bisexual. Why did she think this? Because I hung out with her a lot when we were still in Tennessee. Yeah, my mom thought that. That pissed me off. And when I tried to talk to my older sister about it, she legitimately decided to say it's proven by science that most trans males are like most trans males are guys that date girls, and most trans girls are girls that date guys, or something like that. She said something like that, and that just broke me. I just felt alone. I just couldn't take it more. I felt like no one was on my side. So then I I just couldn't take it anymore. So I decided that at the end of March I would kill myself because I just couldn't take anymore. I just wanted to be accepted by my parents, by my loved ones. That's all. But no, that couldn't happen. So yeah, I was going to plan on taking my own life at the end of March. But then in my art class, when my art teacher came over and asked me what was wrong, I explained to her what happened, and she told me to go see the school counselor, which I told the counselor everything. Then I also told the counselor to maybe please not tell my parents because the reason why is because when I was feeling suicidal in middle school, like my school and my parents always threatened me with sending me to a mental hospital, which that made me feel even worse and even more stressed out than usual. So yeah, I hoped that my parents would never know about this and maybe something would be taken care of. And also, please note this was going around when like Arkansas was starting to be part of the group of countries to push the anti-LGBT law, aka the anti-trans laws. So yeah, I was just not in a good place. But then, sadly, my parents were told this, and at first I was thinking, well, shit. I'm going to be sent to a mental hospital for a year, and I'm probably not going to be able to go online, which is my escape from this cruel reality. But instead of being threatened with being sent to a mental hospital, my mom finally realized something. She finally was she finally realized that maybe she should actually listen to me. So after a missed day of school and after having to talk to my therapist with my mom, my parents and my loved ones, or some of my other loved ones, some of my family still doesn't know that I'm bi and trans, but my parents finally accepted me, which is the only thing I really wanted. I just wanted acceptance, and I finally got that. Things went back to normal, and sure, I was still stressed out about the anti-trans laws coming, which actually I think those anti-trans laws things, I think that whole anti-trans law things are over, which I hope they are, but if they aren't, please tell me because I I would want to know. Just saying. But yeah, I was finally accepted. I was finally happy, and I was finally accepted as a bisexual trans female. And although yes, my parents still don't call me by my preferred name, mostly if I'm around my little sister, because my little sister is apparently too young to know about LGBT, despite the fact she already knows about gay and lesbian couples. Well, gay and lesbian couples being a thing, but yeah. So yeah, and hell, I was even able to get a trans flag pin or a bisexual flag pin and a trans flag pin for my sleeveless leather or sleeveless jean jacket, which is sadly still packed up somewhere, and I also won't be able to wear for a good 9 days. So yeah, but yeah, I was finally accepted, which is all I wanted. I just wanted to be accepted, and now I am. So yeah, that was and yes, and if you're wondering, yes, I'm still bi and I'm still trans today, and I'm still waiting for the possibility of being able to go on HRT because again, like I generally just want to transition already. Like I don't because again, like I generally I don't mind my body. I just don't want to be in a male body anymore. So yeah, and so yeah, that was that was mostly my journey, and sure, like it's still going on because I still need to wait to get HRT, and after like the whole movie and stuff and things get finished, I'm also going to be able to get some clothes I would want, mostly some girl themed ones or something. I don't know, but still, yeah, things are thankfully somewhat normal. Like, sure, still dealing with this moving situation, and I still plan on telling the rest of my family that yes, I am in fact bi and trans. Well, slowly showing them that I'm bi and trans, and hoping that they'll understand. Freaking hopefully. So, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you guys subscribe and like for more, and I'll see you all guys later. Peace out, home guards, and goodbye!